Hey, what's cooking, people? And welcome to a very special edition of MC Eats Life. Yes, there's no food on this episode, only adventure. Today's episode is special because I'm not going out into the world, into the wildlife. I'm not looking for nature. I am going to try and walk as much of the F1 track here in Singapore as I can. This was a special request from one of my favorite followers, MG 2010. So, already off to a bad start, because there's the main grandstand behind the Singapore flyer, and there's a kind of event stage over there, and it's blocked off because they're taking down all the equipment from when they had the National Day celebrations. So bad times, bad start. I'm going to walk round and see if I can get by the pit lane, and then we'll do a walk from there and see how much of the track we can walk. How dare they block off part of the track and make it so I can't walk along it. Well, I'm hoping that the pit lane is all open. I know they were using some of those units along there for COVID testing and things. So who knows? Could be the shortest video yet on MC Eats Life. Here's the grandstand area from a different angle. You can see they are working hard to remove it all. And it is a picturesque location for the grandstand, isn't it? With the water, and then you've got the central business district in the background over there, and then you've got the Red Dot Museum there, and then Marina Bay Sands, and then you've got the Helix Bridge here, taking people over the water. Right, we're going to walk down this way, which goes down towards the pit lane. Then I need to really closely study the map that MG 2010 has prepared for me, so I know that I'm going the right way. As is now becoming the norm on MC Eats Life here in Singapore, we've got rain again. We're not quite to the levels of rain that we had up in Spa for the F1 on Sunday. It was a shame. But it is beginning to rain, and I really, really, really don't want to have to do this walk with an umbrella up. You can see a bit of the track here actually. I'll go around here. Oh, there's a loud bang. I'll go around to the pit lane, and then we'll check the map. So we're going to start off from this point here by the Singapore flyer, and which is also serves as the entrance to the pit lane, just there. And then we're going to walk around this corner, and then we'll be on to the start finish straight. And you'll also see then the pit lane and the sort of celebration area. What's that bit called? So the podium area, is that right? I'm not sure. You can see like it hasn't been a race here now in a couple of years, and the Singapore Airlines advertising on the ground could do with a repaint, couldn't it? I mean, this whole area is looking a little bit neglected, and I suppose if we were having a race this year, they would have spent some time and money on making it look fantastic again. Right, we're going to go around here. Let's see. I wonder if they've still got the team names and things up. It looks like they have. Oh look, 32. This is where Mazepin would be. For old Mick Schumacher. And then we get onto the Williams of Latifi. And then Daniel Ricciardo will surprise us by starting right at the back of the grid, but flying his way forward into the top 10. I'm guessing that they haven't updated the signage for the teams because there's not been a race. I think last time we came down here it still had Alex Albon on there. by the time this is published, he might have been announced to move to Williams, which is something I've heard. Zooming past. So I think this is where you have your podium. Still see the stains of champagne on the walls. And then we've got the pit area. Singapore, home of the F1 night race. Hamilton and Bottas. And we've got, that's still the same. Right there we've got Vettel, Ferrari. It's out of date, isn't it? You can still see Albon there with the Red Bull. We've got Renault, which has now become Alpine. Got Grosjean and Magnussen. Oh, is that Lotus? Lotus even in it? Still, I can't remember. And then we've got McLaren after that. I get a feeling it's not Lotus, it was Haas. Yes. So what, we had Grosjean and Magnussen. What have we got now? We've got Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. Not quite the same, is it? Well, Schumacher might be. Then we've got McLaren with old Lando, number 4. And Carlos Sainz, who's now at Ferrari, isn't he? And so Daniel Ricciardo would be there. Then we're getting on to what would now be Aston Martin. So Lance Stroll still there. Is it Racing Point then? I think it was, wasn't it? And Sergio Perez now at Red Bull. And then the Alfa Romeo team, which is Raikkonen and Giovinazzi, and that's still the same. And it's after that, is it Toro Rosso? Is that who is now AlphaTauri? I lose track. So that was the pit lane, and then we've got the start finish line. Position 1, shall we go Hamilton? Number 2, Max Verstappen. 3, probably going to be Bottas or Perez, but I'm going to be controversial and say that Lando had a great qualifying, and Lando qualified in 3rd. 4th then can be Bottas, and then 5th will go probably Perez, and then after that 6th maybe Seb had a great qualifying, but we've got the Ferraris as well. Don't know, but that was the start finish line. Let's go and walk up and look at the first corner and see what we can see. Okay, we're through the barriers and you can see where the track would go. You can see where the markings are off onto the main road and under the bridge, heading over now towards Marina Bay Sands. I'll walk a little bit up this road and then we'll pause the video until I can get to another obviously recognisable bit of track, but you can still see the track markings down this bit of road. Big question is, will the battery last until we got around the entire track? That is something I don't know the answer to. I'll pause it there for a second until we get to another bit. We're just going to approach this corner. Kind of an easy left, and let's go to the next corner. So on this part of the track, we're at the back of the pit lane, and you can see we're approaching more of a corner here. I think this is where we go and take a fairly hard right. You can see the barriers, the sort of central reservation is removable, so they can move that out of the way for the race. Yeah, you can see the kind of the track markings. It's going to take quite a hard right here, so we'll walk to the lights and cross over, and then see if we can rejoin it in a moment. Still in first place though, doing well. Just before I get to the crossing, this bit's quite interesting where they've got the removable barriers here, and then you can see the track where it would go round. Obviously not used in normal day-to-day traffic. So as we come around this corner, now is the time for us to really put our foot down, and we go straight up here and we go past the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. I think it's called like Raffles Boulevard or something like that, this road, all the way up here, and then we get to Suntec shortly. Let's just put our foot down and motor, shall we? If only I could walk as fast as an F1 car can drive. We'd be going into the traffic if the cars were allowed to drive during the race. That'll make for an interesting race, wouldn't it? And Hamilton is having to swerve to avoid the oncoming bus. I think there's something in that. Destruction Derby. We're still going. We're going to go straight over Temasek Avenue, and we go under the little tunnel, and we go past the Mandarin Oriental Hotel, which is where we did our stay home notice last year. 2 weeks in a sealed room. Let's just motor on down here and we'll pick up again a little bit further down the road. And then we go under this little bit of tunnel by Marina Square Mall. The Marriott Hotel's being used for stay-at-home notice, so there's people being dropped off right now, just ready to start their time there, and there's people ready to greet them in their full hazmat suits. Lucky people, eh? There's Mandarin Oriental, Marina Square. So we were in one of the rooms just up there 2 weeks last year. Spent many a time looking out the window down at this area. Right, anyway, back to the track. We're still going along here, still racing along against the traffic, past the Pan Pacific Hotel. I spent 2 weeks looking at, and then we get to go under this next little bit here, and we are then approaching Suntec before we're going to take a left turn. Let's pick it back up again in a moment. We are still flat out down here, past the Park Royal Collection, past Suntec, past the people jaywalking just ahead. Shake Shack just through there. Got to resist it, no time for that. You're not going to win a race if you stop for a burger. Although sometimes you think Hamilton and Verstappen have got that much time advantage over everyone else, but they probably could stop at a drive-in, couldn't they? Or drive-through. Past Don Don Donkey. Oh, we are really flat out now, weaving in and out of these oncoming cars. So almost immediately after Suntec, you've then got quite a hard left turn down Nickel Highway. I don't think we're on it for long before we then take a right. I might have to go down here to be able to get across the road. I'll join you on the other side. So we've come round the corner past Suntec, and then we're going to go alongside War Memorial Park before we then take a right turn just down round here in a moment. Still that awkward weather. Do we stay on the intermediates or do we change? We're still in first place though. We're pulling away nicely from old Lando Norris, who's in second place behind me after Hamilton and Verstappen crashed into each other. They got out and they started hitting each other with their steering wheels. So they're out. It's definitely going to be a big dogfight now between us, MC Eats Life, and Lando Norris. Okay, as we go down here past War Memorial Park, you can see the big spiky porcupiney building. It's the Esplanade. Take a right here. It's going to be quite a hard right, although we haven't picked up that much speed since we had our turn round from Suntec. We are certainly not flat out at the moment. Take a right down here, and then I need to check the map to see where I've got to go next. Do we go for this immediate, is it a right and then a left? Can't remember, we're going to have to look. So as we turn off past the War Memorial, and then we come down this road which goes alongside the Singapore Recreation Club, we are going quite slowly at this point, and then we're going to take another left down St Andrews Road. It's quite slow going from Suntec around this bit, not much chance to put your foot down. You can still see some of the road markings from the F1 as well. So as we go down St Andrews, a lot of greenery on both sides, with the playing fields on this side that I believe used to be used for sort of colonial games, cricket and the like. But we get a chance to really put our foot down here along this straight before we then take a left. So we approach the skyscrapers in the distance, and we go past what looks like it's that City Hall Parliament building on the right hand side. It's a very picturesque bit of the track. Down here, and then we're going to take a left. I'll catch up with you when we get towards that corner down there. As we're powering on down here, flat out, we zoom past the Duck Tours boat, car, boat, thing. And then it's at the National Gallery. I think we're near the Supreme Court and things as well. But we're almost down here, then going to take a left. So then we come round this corner. It's a fairly nice left-hander. And then we kind of weave our way down towards Singapore River and then over towards the Fullerton. Can't picture exactly where it goes here. We can see the track markings at this point, so we know we're on the right route. Although now it's been resurfaced, so we can't. Be interesting to see when they do race whether the drivers notice a difference on the bits that have been resurfaced. I think we end up weaving down and over that bridge over there. Let's go have a look. I think that's right. I think we take a right and then a left. I'll just double check. I also think they should keep this roundabout up next time they have the race as well. To slow down, and they should prepare to stop as well. Go down round here, and then we get the famous crossover of the bridge. And drivers get to see a bit of Marina Bay Sands as they fly over the bridge, and they get the skyscrapers on the right hand side, and they see the Fullerton Hotel. Let's go and race over this bridge. We're still in first. Lando still in second. Sergio Perez is behind that, battling wheel to wheel with Bottas. Daniel Ricciardo now up into 6th place. Right, we're going to go over the bridge. This is one of my favourite parts of the track, over the bridge. I would walk actually on the road there, but I don't want to get run over. And then I think in a moment we go left onto the Esplanade Road. Still going across the river. Any otters down there today? No, can't see any otters. Not many people out either. But then it is still raining. The bus is overtaking us. Maybe we are going a bit slow. Right, anyway, we're off the bridge, just about. And then down towards 1 Fullerton, and then I think it's that point then we take a left turn down Esplanade Drive. Was it Fullerton Road? I don't know, we'll see. As we approach this corner, we hope our brakes don't fail, otherwise you're going through the barriers, down the steps, past the restaurants and coffee shops and bars, and then you end up in the water. Right, we're going to take a left-hand turn. It's going to take us over. I'm going to cross the road here, I want to go the other side, but we're going to go down this way, back towards the Porcupine building, watching the cars make a mess of the junction, and then over back towards the Grandstand. Okay, we turned from the Fullerton, and now we're going to go back across the Singapore River, and then we're going to wind our way round until we come out past the Grandstand, and then it's down past the Grandstand towards the pit lane, the Singapore Flyer, and the start-finish line where we started not that long ago. Let's just be grateful this is only a 1-lap race. And we're continuing to motor on down as we go past the prickly building. It's called the Durian, whatever his nickname is, at Esplanade. We're then going to go down, and then we're going to take a right, and then we take another right, then a left, and then we're on by the Grandstand. There's bits of that we can't walk on, but we'll go and walk on as much as we can. Oh, the other thing I was thinking, we should have pedestrian crossings on F1 days as well. I just quite like the idea of there being occasional red lights for people crossing the road, and the cars have got to screech to a halt. All these ideas, that make F1 more exciting. We're coming shooting down here, and you can see the road markings again, where the track would be. And then I think where that bus is, that's where we're going to take a fairly hard right turn. So we're taking the right turn here, down through the gears, getting a good racing line, and then we're going to put our foot down again as we go flying past the Theatres by the Bay building. Again, still against the flow of traffic on the other side of Marina Square. We've probably got time to nip in and do some shopping. We're that far ahead of Orlando at the moment. Bottas and Perez have crashed into each other as well. Somehow Nikita Mazepin has moved up the field from the very back. There may have been some cheating going on. I think someone might have played around with how many laps he's done. Anyway, we're down here and we can see the lights in the distance from the Grandstand. We are bombing down here now. Really getting our speed up. And then we need to work out in a second where we need to turn right. I think it's we go right by where that Singapore flag is up there. I don't think we can go in that way today, but we can go and have a look. And we keep going down here past Clutton's Bay. We resist the urge to go in for some satay. God, it is tempting. It smells amazing. Let's keep going. Go towards the Singapore Flyer. And then we'll take a right hand turn alongside the Grandstand before we then do a fairly hard left turn onto the Grandstand straight as we race up towards the pit lane and the start line. Oh, maybe we can go right here. This is exciting. Right, we're then going to go round here. You can see again the markings on the road. In fact, let's stick to the actual track. Let's not cut the corner off. Don't want to get a time penalty. We'll go around here. We're going to take a right and then a left round onto the Grandstand straight. Probably has a proper name. We come down and round, and at this point we realise that this is it. Nothing's going to stop us now. Lando is catching us, but he's a good 5 seconds behind. We have time. We can pretty much take our foot off the gas around this corner, and we're still going to finish first. And we can enjoy the view and the crowd cheering, just about drowning out the sound of our engine as we take a left round onto the Grandstand straight. We know we've got the victory in the bag, and then we are going to fly down there through the building works, past the forklift truck, over the barriers the other side, under the Helix Bridge. And let's go. It doesn't go under the Helix Bridge, does it? It takes a left, I think, after the Grandstand, back to the main road. Let's go and pick it up there, and then we'll do the last bit. So I would have been celebrating too soon, as I would have come down past the Grandstand and round this corner. And actually, if you've ever played an F1 game, you'll know that that corner is quite difficult. I've crashed many a time through there. And then we take a right here, back onto the main road, and then we take another right in a minute, which then brings us back by the water. So provided if we've made it and survived through past the Grandstand, we have a right turn here, and then a left turn, and then hopefully it is plain sailing. Talking of sailing, the Duck Tours boat car thing is in the water there now. Whatever this is on the floor, probably the wreckage of the fight between Hamilton and Verstappen earlier. We're going to make sure we get a good racing line round here. And look, the end is almost in sight. The entry to the pits is just up ahead. The last corner just up ahead. We've got just enough battery, I think. Let's put our foot down this last bit and let's celebrate in style. Take this moment to look into the eyes of a champion. Going to win his first Grand Prix at the first attempt, as long as I don't mistake the pit lane entrance for the corner. We're almost there, almost home and dry. We've run a bit wide, but it doesn't matter now. A little bit of wheel lock up, but we're going to make it. And there's normally a big temporary stand there, isn't there, I think, for race day, so that I get the adoring crowd again as we come round this final corner and head down the main straight. And that is just about where we end the video. Just going to get past that checkered flag. And here we go, we're approaching the finish line. The checkered flag is waved. Not only have we won, but we have also got fastest lap. And then we'll be up there to collect our champagne and our trophy after. Well, thank you very much for joining me on this walk around the F1 track. It's been a very special end of season 1 episode before we start season 2 next week. I've got a little bit more filming here to do for another little special for another one of my followers now. Hopefully I'll be able to post that as well. And then season 2 will start next week with a trip to somewhere either new or a return to somewhere else. I'm not sure yet. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. Stay full.